Yo, 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 and hello. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. So this is what really fueled the streams I did last year. You know, last year the streams might not have had the production quality, but it was the college football playoff rankings, and I feel like that's a good thing to talk about, right? And before I go into that, let's just recap last week real quick. Georgia is still number one on my model, Alabama 2, and then Ohio State has leaped Michigan for that, and then we got Wisconsin and Cincinnati at number 6, which does mirror their college football playoff position. And so here's the deal, guys. This is a power rating. This isn't a college football playoff ranking, so we'll come back to that. Let's just look and see how the picks did last week. Whoops, that was the official picks page. Weekly model predictions for week 9. We got some green in there. Ooh, gradient boost, 34-19 against the spread. Not bad. Totals, pretty even. Money lines, though, that's just been the Achilles heel all year. A complete flip, a complete 180 from how my models have done the past 4 years. It was money lines that always buoyed me the past 4 years, and this year it is sinking me. I just cannot solve money lines this year. But overall, K-nearest neighbors gradient boost was profitable without keys last week. And then season long, the top performing model right now is Combo, which barely edges out K-nearest neighbors, everything else, but a lot of red in there, so it is what it is. As far as my picks are concerned, once again, we had a losing week, guys. I've only had one winning week all year, although totals up. That's been the positive this year, but money line, minus 37 units. That's unacceptable considering I'm always up double-digit units in that and seasons before that. So let's just go on the key matrix real quick. This week's keys, I'm using this set this week. K-nearest neighbors neural network combo on the spread. For totals, I am using K-nearest neighbors gradient boost support vector and neural network on totals and money line. I am sticking with random forest combo. Unfortunately, it hasn't come through. How's everybody doing? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Wow, these lines are definitely opposite. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Looks like the money lines are right, but the spreads are not. Well, hey, good catch. Good catch, Rain Akau. I don't know what the deal is. I haven't done anything different this week. It looks like Western Michigan's spread is right. I think it was the ones I manually had to enter in because when I run my API polls, sometimes they're not populated. I know I had to enter in Ball State. I know I had to enter in Wisconsin. So you know what? I'll go ahead and fix that after I talk about the college football playoff rankings and why they are bad. So let's do this. Let's come here and look at these horrible rankings, in my opinion. So I'm going to say this. I said this last year on my streams. I'm saying it this year on these streams. The reason I believe that the college football playoff was invented was to shut out teams like Cincinnati from getting in, because if you don't remember, teams like TCU, teams like Boise State got way too close to being in the national championship game during the BCS era. Way too close. And that, I mean, if Texas doesn't make that long field goal in the 2009 Big 12 championship game, then my TCU team that I was on that year would have gone to play Alabama in the Rose Bowl. I mean, if Oregon doesn't make that comeback against Cal, or if Auburn doesn't make that comeback against Alabama in the Iron Bowl in 2010, the TCU team I was on would have played in the national championship game in Arizona in 2010. We got way too close. Boise State, if they don't miss that field goal against us, TCU, in 2011 and run the table, they probably would have gotten in the national title game in 2011. So 3 straight years knocking on the doorsteps, and you know what? The powers that be are like, we need to do something about that. And that's my conspiracy theory. With that being said, I think Cincinnati should be a top 4 team. I do, but I can see the argument out there as to why they are at number 6. Because outside of Notre Dame, their schedule has been pretty bad. But here's the deal. I hate they haven't played anybody argument in college football. I hate it because the way you measure the strength of teams in college football is that how do I put it? The way you measure the strength of teams in college football is their non-conference, how they perform in non-conference. But the problem with college football is that every team only plays 2 or 3 non-conference games against FBS competition. That's just not big enough of a sample size to truly gauge how good teams are. And most of the games teams play are within their own conference. This was the problem we saw last year during COVID year in teams not playing non-conference schedules. How can you truly gauge how good the teams are outside of the self-contained conference schedule they play? College basketball doesn't have this problem. Teams play 13, 14 non-conference games in college basketball, so you're able to accurately gauge the strength of each conference and how good each team is. So therefore, they haven't played anybody argument, that argument works in college basketball because teams are more connected. It doesn't work in college football. There's just not a big enough sample size. And that's why I hate the 4-team playoff. Because a 2 to 3 game non-conference sample size for each team is not enough to pick a top 4. It's not. That's why I fully endorse the FCS model of 10 conference champion auto bids and 6 at-large teams, because there's no way to accurately measure the relative strength of conferences with such a limited slate of non-conference games to connect every team. So that's why I hate the 4-team playoffs. So I'm going to say that before I talk about Cincinnati. Do I think they're top 4? Yeah, that win at Notre Dame was a big deal. It was. I mean, a top 10 road win. I mean, how many of these other teams in here have a top 10 road win? I mean, Oregon does. Yeah, Oregon. So if you have a top 10 road win, I mean, I think that should be worth something, a top 10 road win. But they're at number 6. But yeah, outside of Notre Dame, though, the schedule's been very bad for Cincinnati, and there's really not much going to be done to improve it, because I actually agree that SMU and Houston should not be in the top 25, and those are the 2 teams that Cincinnati could beat to boost their rankings, but SMU and Houston are not top 25 teams, guys. SMU has not beaten a team with a 500 record or better all year, and Houston's lone loss was to one of the worst Big 12 teams. So, I mean, there it is, what it is. Hey, Micah, everyone, my sister Micah's in the chat. Say hi. How do I put it? Apart from that, though, I think Oklahoma 8 is fair if you're looking at style points, but when I saw these rankings come out last night, my analysis is that the committee's not watching these games. They're not sitting here ranking teams. I think they're borrowing a computer algorithm or something like that and just using that. I really do. Kind of like a more complex BCS computer or something like that. Like, here's another thing that I hate. Minnesota is ranked 20. They lost to Bowling Green. Where is UT San Antonio on this list? Okay, UT San Antonio, 8-0, yeah, they play in Conference USA, which is bad, but, they did win at Illinois, something that Penn State didn't do. And they did, they don't have a loss like Bowling Green on their schedule, right? So, I mean, Fresno State, 2 losses, right? One's to Oregon, okay, number 4, but the other team they lost to, Hawaii, where are they in here? So who did Fresno State beat to bounce out? I know they beat UCLA, so I know they beat San Diego State, which was a road win, that was fine, but UTSA should be in here. I mean, Pitt, they lost to Western Michigan. They lost to a pretty lousy Miami team. So I'm not saying UTSA should be in the top 16, top 10. I'm saying they should be ranked in here, okay? Mississippi State, 3 losses. They lost to Memphis. They beat Louisiana Tech They beat Louisiana Tech because Louisiana Tech's coach was an idiot at the end of the game and settled for a 50-yard field goal. They beat him by what? 1 point? UT San Antonio blew out Louisiana Tech on the road. Ugh, jeez. Anyway, I digress. It is what it is, guys. But that's my conspiracy theory. The playoffs exist to shut teams out like Cincinnati. The playoffs exist to ensure that the powers that be in college football ensure they get who they want in the playoff, not the best 4 teams. And I'm going to leave it at that. So that is my take on the college football playoff. I definitely support the 12-team playoff expansion over the 8-team, but ultimately I think the 16-team is the way to go. I don't think it'll ever happen because that means having to share too much money. And that is ultimately what it all comes down to, is money and greed. And these teams do not want to share. Not teams, but the powers that be. You guys get the point. So, moving on. So yeah, we need to go ahead and fix these poor odds that I put in. And that's, I don't want to do it on camera, so let me go back to my website and see exactly which ones I got wrong. I think it's just the ones that I entered in manually. Ball State and Akron is definitely wrong, but everything else honestly looks fine. Yeah, it's just the ones I had entered manually. Wisconsin, Rutgers was one. So can I fix this on camera? You know what? It's just uses a lot of resources, guys. I don't want my stream to, but you know what? I'll do it. All right, let me fix this. Yeah, that's wrong. Which other one did I get? I think it was just Wisconsin. I think everything else is fine. Rutgers is not a 13-point home favorite. All right, there we go. I think it was honestly just those two. So let me do this from the top. I apologize, guys, but you guys are getting an inner working to see what I have to go through to get everything prepared. So, and yes, I do use R for this. Whoops, I forgot to load my packages. Got to do that. All right, thanks for coming, Micah. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to, I traditionally, I've actually, I honestly didn't believe those UCF teams were top four. So it's not like I'm blindly shilling for Cincinnati because I am. Because I used to argue against UCF being a playoff team because I didn't really think they were that good in 2017 or 18. Oh yeah, we also got Maction. So there are 3 games last night, and we got 2 games going on right now: Central Michigan, Western Michigan, and Northern Illinois, Kent State. That's a high-scoring game at halftime for NIU Kent State. Yeah, I'm updating that right now, Ray Nakau. For those of you who want to follow my picks, I mean they've been pretty bad this year. Let's not kid ourselves. All right. Now you can see why I'm not too hot on doing a college basketball model this year, because I'd have to do stuff like this every morning. College football, it's once a week, but every morning was tough. All right, that should do it. Let me connect to my SQL, and I will get that uploaded, and we can move forward in the video. I just want to make sure you guys are seeing accurate information here. If you understand that. Whoops, wrong one. Not the local host. I think it's just the top 5 that I need to update. What talent has TCU produced? I mean, one of the best running backs of all time. All right. Did that fix it? All right, yeah, that should be good. So now on the official picks, yeah, okay, we're good. It's still picking UNLV. Like I said, it's because they're missing a couple of games in their data. It is what it is. All right. Are you asking me how the new job is going? It's going fine. The new job's going fine. New industry and everything. For those of you who don't know, I was in TV for 9 years, and this is kind of doing this channel is still kind of my way of somewhat staying involved in the broadcast industry in a way. All right, is that good? I think it should be good to go. Let me update this, and we will be set. We'll be set, and we'll be on our way. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, Gunnar Smith. You are absolutely dead on there. Man, it is cold today. I'm training for the Cowtown Marathon right now, and the past couple of days it's been raining and cold. So not only do you get drenched out there, but your feet get all soaked, and it's not comfortable. Got it, Metro Boomin. Yeah. No, I appreciate the I appreciate the kind words. All right, that should be all I need to update. So, all right, we can move on. Yes. So Ball State only won by 6. So if the model was wrong, because it was unanimous Ball State, which they did not do, and then it said over. The total of the game was 56 and the 58, so it went under, so only least squares got it right. So the model was wrong here by a lot. K nearest neighbors had them by 29, and they won by 6. And it had the total at 69.4, and the total was 13 points under that. So it looks like the model once again got something wrong. Let's look at Miami of Ohio and Ohio. Which the Ohio Bobcats won their second game of the year, 35-33. Miami of Ohio was a 7-point favorite, and they lost by 2, so the spread was wrong with them. The Random Forest did pick the Ohio upset, and then under. The final total was 68, posted total 54, so once again, the model completely wrong on this one. And then finally, Eastern Michigan upset Toledo on the road. What a disappointment Toledo's been this year. Eastern Michigan was a 7-point dog. The total is 54.5. So, oh man, completely wrong outside of support vector, but 5 of the 6 metrics did predict the 280 money line upset, and then all 6 said under, and the game went way over. So, wow, almost a unanimous swing and a miss from the model for the Tuesday night Maction games. Let's go ahead and look at what's going on right now. Central Michigan and Western Michigan. Central Michigan leads. My mouse is acting up. Western Michigan in a low-scoring affair, 21-17 in the third quarter, and Central Michigan is driving. They have it 1st and 10 on the 12. Good chance to increase the lead. So, how did my model have it? Wow. Looks like another swing and a miss unless Western Michigan can have a big second half and rally. But 59.5 is the total. This is at 38 right now, and Central Michigan's driving. It's going to be close. But it looks like another swing and a miss here, too. And then finally, Northern Illinois, Kent State. Kent State is up 17 early in the third quarter against the undefeated in the MAC, Northern Illinois. Let's see what we got. Looks like we are Splitsville on the spread, but it looks like as of right now, Kent State will cover that, so more wrong than right. Looks like Northern Illinois money line is not looking good. 5 of the 6 had that. And then unanimous over, I think that's going to hit. The total was 76. We're at 59 right now with still a lot of time left. So I think we finally got something right there. But wow, a lot of wrong so far. As has been that's just how the season's gone this year with this model. All right, we do got one game tomorrow, not a great one. Georgia State going on the road to Lafayette, Louisiana, to play the Raging Cajuns of UL Lafayette. UL Lafayette's a 12.5-point favorite at home. The total is 54. We got a unanimous Georgia State lean, but based on how things have gone this week on the model, I would fade that if I were you. Unanimous money line for Georgia State at well is plus 360, and then we're Splitsville and over under. The keys this week, by the way, I forgot to shade those in. Go ahead and do that. So the spread keys was these right here. So it's K nearest neighbors, neural network, and combo. K nearest neighbors, neural network, and combo were our spread keys. And at least if that's concerned, it's a unanimous Georgia State. Our total keys was K nearest neighbors, gradient, boost, support vector, and neural network. And the moneyline keys was combo and random forest. All right. So, but we're still Splitsville on the over and under here. 50-50. Wow, the K nearest neighbors has it at 50-50 in terms of wins. So it has it close. It has this as a close game. I mean, it's 71 versus 84. It's not like they're that far apart in the model. So Georgia State, there could be value on them. And then we got 2 Friday games. We got Virginia Tech going up to Chestnut Hill to play an 0-4 in the ACC Boston College. which should be pretty interesting. Virginia Tech 3-point road favorite, totals 47, but we got a unanimous Boston College lean on the spread and unanimous money line on the keys. Only Neural Network disagrees, and then unanimous over, including all 4 keys. So about a 2/3 chance Boston College wins this according to the K nearest neighbors graph by about 2.7, total 55.3. So it looks like over and Boston College spread money line are your plays. And then the other game is a Utah team that's playing a lot better right now, going on the road to Stanford to play Stanford. Utah 7.5-point favorite, totals 54. Number 19 versus 52. However, this is a unanimous Stanford lean on the spread and money line, at least according to the keys. And we are Splitsville on over and under. About a 63% chance Utah wins, but I think Stanford does have a good chance here. So I would say the leans in tomorrow or Friday night's game is going to be Stanford and the money line and spread. All right, let's move on to and pick some of the Saturday games. Why don't we do that? Let's start off with the Commander-in-Chief game, Army and Air Force. Air Force 6-2. They already beat Navy, so if they win this, they do win the Commander-in-Chief trophy. These are evenly matched teams, number 31 versus 32. Air Force is at home in Colorado Springs. Actually, no, this is being played at Choctaw Stadium in Arlington, Texas. You know what? As someone who lives right down the road from Arlington, Texas, I do not know what Choctaw Stadium is unless that's what they renamed the old Rangers ballpark. And that is exactly what they did. So they're playing in the old Rangers ballpark. Wow, I did not know they changed the names to Choctaw Stadium. I had no idea. But anyway, it's a neutral site game. And looks like we are the only 2 metrics that believe Air Force is going to win or cover the 2.5 are the keys, but the combo key does not agree. So it looks like we're split on the spread. Money line looks like we're split there too, but this is a unanimous over. I have it at, 63.2, and the total's only 37. Wow. Like I've been saying, there's something wrong with my model, I think, when it comes to totals. But honestly, at this point, I don't care. I don't. I'm checked out. Whatever is causing all these over predictions, I don't know. But anyway, massive over lean. 37. Wow, that's a really low total. 37. Probably because it's 2 triple option teams that play slow. But yeah. All right, let's move on to the number 1 team in the country. Let's move on to Georgia playing an overmatched Missouri team, number 1 versus 98. This is going to be lopsided. Wow. My models have it at 62-8. I don't know if it'll be that bad, but I would play Georgia at minus 38. Over and under, unanimous over as well. So yeah, this is I would feel safe playing Georgia at 38. I don't have a Texas accent because I guess my ancestry is not Texan. All right, let's check and see Ohio State. They have a pretty big road game at Nebraska, number 3 versus 42. Nebraska, 15-point home dog, total 64.5. 5 of the 6 metrics do like Nebraska to cover, but the one that disagrees is K nearest neighbors, which is a key. The random forest does like Nebraska to win, but not the combo, so nothing there. But unanimous over like everything else we've seen. So it looks like the over is the only play here. All right, undefeated, ranked number 9, Wake Forest. 2.5-point dog on the road at unranked North Carolina, who's 4-4. Total 76. That's high. And of course, I have it going over. I have it at 85. However, I do have Wake Forest covering this, and money line is good too. So Wake Forest money line and spread and over is the lean here. All right, this is a real interesting game this week. Liberty and Hugh Freeze going back to the Grove to play Ole Miss, number 7 versus 67. Ole Miss only a 10-point favorite, total 67.5. That might be because Matt Corral isn't playing, but it doesn't matter. My model thinks Ole Miss will still cover that easily. However, we're Splitsville on over and under, so I would say the lean here is just going to be Ole Miss spread at minus 10. I think Liberty's overmatched. Remember, they did lose to Louisiana Monroe. All right, let's see. Any other interesting games? All right, here's an interesting one, I guess. Michigan State. I've been real hard on them this year. They're still not a top 25 team in my model, but they beat Michigan. Got to give credit where credit is due. Do I think they'll win the Big Ten? No. Do I think they're a playoff team? No. Do I think they're a New Year's Six team? No, but they might get there anyway. They're a 3-point road favorite at West Lafayette, and the total is 54. We're Splitsville on spread. Splitsville on money line, and this is an under. Finally, we have an under. So the only lean I have here is the under, and by a lot. All right, let's talk about this game. Can West Virginia win at home again? They won against Iowa State last week. Oklahoma State, 3.5-point road favorite, number 10 versus 60. The total is 49. The keys agree that Oklahoma State will cover the 3.5, but money line is split, and so is over and under. So it looks like Oklahoma State to cover 3.5 is the only lean here. All right, I'm going to talk about this game just because I want to. Here it is. I don't know how TCU is going to respond. I can't even imagine losing a longtime coach in the middle of the season. I just can't imagine what those players are going through right now. That's got to be a big blow to morale and everything. So will TCU rally around that against a rival Baylor, or will they just continue to play like crap like they have been all season? We'll see. But my model is pretty convinced that Baylor will be fine here, and the game will go over. So at least, unless there's some kind of like fighting spirit that TCU gets injected with for Saturday, Baylor and the over is the play. Here's an interesting matchup. A team that Texas A&M has yet to beat at home in the SEC, Auburn. A&M number 12, Auburn 18. A&M 4.5-point home favorite. The total is 49. However, the keys agree that Auburn will cover the 4.5, and the money line really likes Auburn as well. So it looks like at least the model thinks Auburn keeps the trend of winning in College Station alive. However, we are split on over and under, so it looks like the lean here is Auburn, spread, and money line. All right. Mississippi State, who I think is way overranked at 17, they're going on the road to Arkansas. 5-point road dog, the total is 55.5. However, my model has Mississippi State at 11, Arkansas 14. Unanimous Mississippi State spread and money line, and unanimous under. So it looks like the plays here: Mississippi State spread, money line, and the under. All right, this game's not even on CBS this time, and it shouldn't be. We got LSU and Alabama. Number 2 versus 37. LSU 28.5 favorite. Seems like it's been a long time since I watched that LSU-Alabama game 2 years ago at the Westgate. That was probably the most fun atmosphere I've ever had watching a college football game in Las Vegas before. But anyway, my model likes LSU to cover at least on this 28.5 spread. Nothing there on the money line and over. So LSU to cover and the over are the plays there. All right, let's talk about this rivalry game. Oregon and Washington. Oregon 7-point favorite in Seattle. The total is 51. Number 9 versus 55. Washington still struggles on offense, but their defense is pretty good. We're split on the spread, at least according to keys, but split on the money line as well, and split on total. So I don't really see any angles in this game in terms of betting. All right, and the last game I'm going to cover tonight is an interesting one. Will the Hawaii Monsters snipe another team? Number 46 versus 101. San Diego State's undefeated team came to an end last week against Fresno State, but they're still ranked. My model thinks San Diego State will be fine on the island, at least in terms of covering the 7, and we're Splitsville on over and under, so I would just take San Diego State here. So those are the games I'm going to talk about this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. It's been about, half an hour? That seems about right. I don't want these streams to drag on too long. Will I stream on Saturday? We will see. Stay tuned. I probably will at some point. So, yeah. I probably will stream at some point on Saturday. But it looks like Western Michigan's starting their comeback. They're down 28-24. Northern Illinois scored. It's 38-27. So, awesome. Well, that's all I have for you guys this week. Stay tuned to see if I will do any streaming on Saturday. I will. I just don't know when yet. I need to figure that all out. Awesome. All right, guys. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in tonight. I had a good time. I hope you guys all did, too. Have a good one, everybody.